Yes,
needs a
and
headband.
the key between us is we do love children and we do love life, and this means nearly the same, I think. There is no chance without looking to the life, without looking to the children. Children are the key for world life humanity. And by this is a compliment and very nice that this was the start of our session. So nice and a good idea. It could not be better. I will not say that the answer will be able to given by children's information, but the atmosphere, this is what so important is, and this comes clear if children has a chance to say what they want. Maybe we do know these and those better, but the children had to feel well, and the well-feeling is the key for everything what we are doing. By the reason, in the moment we give them a chance to feel well, nearly everything what is necessary, what we want that they will develop, that grow up inside them, this will happen automatically if we give them freedom and give them the chance to develop her own personality. Then the next key word by this is the self-determination. If we say, and if we do speak about free, gives them free and whatever, we had to look, what does it mean? It means that we should help them as often as possible and give them situations that they are able to develop their power of self-determination. This self-determination will be important for the whole time of living up as well. The adults, the quality of our life, will be strongly determined by the question, this work situation, life situation, is self-determinated or not. If you have an idiot near you and this is a boss, it's absolutely awful. But if you have a chance inside your frame, what is agreed to work self-determinated, it's a good life. This as well is in personal relationships, in partnership. We should give all the time the other one the chance for self-determination. This has to do with the respect we should have to another. This is the key for me for the whole humanity. We should respect the other being. Not agreeing with everything, okay, but respecting first, yes. And to deal with this as well, if the opinion, the behavior of the others is different than ours, as well, respecting them and deal with them in an honest and in a positive way. We had to find out what the other side is doing, what is feeling, what is in need. Especially in our doing here together, we had to look what is the right, what children needs. And they need love, this is the first point. And the second point is, I think, they do need our respect. And very often they have not. In many pedagogical systems of the different states and different societies, the respect is not there. They had to learn something, and then we are happy that they have finished their education, but just maybe something knowledges are developed. Their personal development is forgotten. And the personal development, the development of their personality, this is just possible if we do respect the little ones. And we, looking for public spaces, our duty and what we had to do means nothing else that we had to look that they have spaces for well-feeling, and we had to give them space three-dimensional, means outside, and as well inside. My feeling is that we has learned more or less that we had to do something in the public spaces, in the three-dimensional outside. But in the same moment, we had to take care not to forget to give them free space in our heart. If this is not done, all the things outside will be instrumental. It will be not like alibi, but little bit better than alibi, but not much better. If the heart is not in, if the personal respect is not in, then these things are more too much on the surface and not deep enough gripping in our structure. We, for example, this as well was the next point. I was happy feeling the situation here, was that the outside structure in the exhibition is this city planning. City planning? Yes, excellent, excellent. By the reason, this is directly linked together. Okay, we have to do with the play spaces, with the spaces for children, but in reality, we had to take care about the spaces for the humans. And one of the big dangers around this is, and one of the problems is, the big cities. In the big cities, there is not really human measurement. Human measurement? The quality to be really human is very often in big danger in cities. Not possible. And we had to make these and those compromise. We had to find the little holes, the little gaps, the little places aside so we can try to make quality as well for children, but as well for us. And so I have the feeling, yes, it's absolutely a wonderful moment to see that the city planning is so near our work and our ideas around what we do. In my many years of working for the children, it's now more than 50 years, and I have learned some basic needs. One is, if we work together with groups of people, first we had to agree about some keywords. We had to agree about what some meanings behind the words are. We had to learn that we do, if we speak to another, that we do understand the same thing if we use a word. For example, one of the questions I have read in the program most is a question of risk. If you look around in the world, if you speak with adults, you will feel that most people has a feeling risk is something bad. This is the big first mistake. Risk is nothing, not bad, not good. Risk is a part of our life. The risk gets a danger if we are not able to handle the risk in the right way. So we had to learn that all risks are not able to handle should be deleted and minimized. But the other power is we had to give all our power, especially in educating, to give help for development of children. We had to give them a chance to deal with the risk in the right way. Then from the 90% of the risk, no danger is coming out. And for this, to deal with them, then we had to give all our power in that we do not bring them in trap situation. The trap situation is what we should not to have. So this means we had to give them a chance to see the risk, to understand the risk, and to handle the risk. And then, very important is, maybe it's okay that we learn to make the risks seeable. Second is, yes, we give them help to understand it, but we as well had to give them a chance to handle it. And this handling has to do, again, with the former keyword I said, with a self-determination. If they are not able to be self-determinated acting, self-trusting, if they are not self-trusting, confidential, if there is not enough self-confidential, then they will be not brave enough to make the decision to handle the risk. So these things has to go together. We had to understand this, and we had to respect children as little humans. They have a kind of power of self-determined, self-protection power. This self-protection power is one of the keys to make the right level in making safety requirements as in standards. Standards, as the safety standard, for example, we both are strongly work, we three are strongly work in this. These are necessary, yes, but these are tools. And they are leveled in a way that we had to respect that children has a kind of power for self-protection. Very important. If we would think that they have not this power of self-protection, then we should give them separated in rubber boxes or in golden caves or something like this. No, our aim is that we want to give them a chance to learn the life. Learning life means to be together. One of the highest values we can offer them, and this was quite nice as well in the discussion with the children, a lot of good keywords we have heard before with the children, but one was very important, to be together, to play together. Very, very important. And the question, for example, with fences between, there was a good critical position by children. They do not feel well with fences. As well, we should not feel well with fences. Fences, all time, has a negative aspect. Fences should hold something in or hold something out. It means with something what we do not want. So it is something against. So, but sometimes we do need fences. No doubt about this. If the risk outside is so high that the children are not able to see it, calculate it, handle it, then there should be a fence. And we should as well dealing with fences, and this is my reason I mentioned this again, we had to deal with fences in a very constructive way. We had to try to make positive fences. We had to make them nice. We had to make them not like prison. We had to make them in a way, yes, this is a very natural need of handle our life. So, fences, yes, yes, yes. One little point, we could make big mistakes, but I say better if we do not need fences around. The word is different, I do know, and time by time we do need fences, but we should have, and this was a vision, we should have a world without walls and fences and borders. So, yes, this as well is the next point for me from importance, that we do look for the world, and if we do this, then these question of childhood and behavior of children, these part of the most important point of, group of the humanity, I think. Humans are really important. We are in the position we had to handle these and those for the humanity, but the children are the one who can have a chance to make from this wonderful world again a little bit better world. We can a little bit repair these and those. The fundamental changes will be hopefully done by future generations. And this means the power of humanity is in the children. So, if we do know this, then we had to bring as often as possible, we had to help them to find in a good way their vision, we had to help them that they will have a vision. Just looking to small functionality, this is not enough. We had to have visions from this world. As well, if we make playgrounds, we do know that this is a kind of repairing situation. But if I will tell you my vision, then I would like to live in the world together with individuals able to act and to handle creative and in a social way. This is the aim. Then, if we want to do this, then we had to help children step by step to come to this. How we will do this. Supporting their self-determination is one point. The other is to help them to develop respect between them, between us, and to everything, to all. Respecting the life, other humans, animals, plants, respecting the world. The question respecting world for me has a high importance, and this brings us a little bit to the elements. For example, one little answer we can give them on playgrounds is to give them material the world is done. If I speak this, I pick up one of the commands. They said, no concrete, no synthetic material. So I said, yes, maybe it's not possible in this kind of absolutely wish. But the wish is, and this should be a part of the vision, we should, as much as often, we should have material around us, with us, natural material. There was many years ago, Harry and me, we have had this analysis since now it's 27 years old, but it's still the same quality. It was in Chicago. They make a research in Chicago. They checked how often children has contact to natural material, to grass, to earth, to tree, to wood, to wool, to animal. They find out that the group of between 6 age and 11 age has more than 70% has had over the year no contact to natural material. Not to earth, not to grass, not to the tree, not to an animal, not to wool, as well as synthetic material, and so on and so on. And not to leather. So it's a real pity that this describes just a kind of situation the people are living in. And for my vision, it would be a really good aim that we say we should have more contact to the base of this world, and these are the elements. And especially picking up the material, the most love from us is you may know, we are manufacturing playground equipment. Our main material, our whole love is wood. And a little bit to this key, to the elements, Far East, people in Far East, the Japanese, said, no, we have not just 4 elements, we have 5 elements. In Japan, the wood is the 5th element. I do agree absolutely. In this case, I'm a Japanese one. So we had all the time to look what is the aim, the vision, and what we had to do now. These are different. We had now to deal with the situation as it is. We had to deal with the cities. We had to deal with the flats. For example, for me, it's absolutely terrible that the real room space for children in the living areas, in the flats, is not given. Please remember, in the kitchen, too small. The floor, not possible. The bathroom, not possible. In the living room, should be not destroyed by children, by mama, papa came home from work, will have the newspaper or whatever. If you want to play, go in your room. in this, if they have a room. But this means for me, this is a kind of, how you say this, exclusion. They are excluded. And this is the most danger we are dealing with. Our society should, in a strong way, open the arms and take them, include them. The very new keyword, inclusion, is something like this. It means together. For me, the understanding and translation of inclusion is, forgetting everything else, is together. Whoever, whomever, whatever, together. And to come to an end, Harry, yes, thanks for the sign. For me, I should have started with make my understanding of play. Many people has to do with these questions in the public spaces, has a feeling that play has something to do with playgrounds, with playground equipment, with using playground equipment. Yes, a little bit, not really much. Play is the way of their life. If they look to the life, this is playful. They understand the life in their good time, before school, before school. They understand the life in a way of playing. They learn in playing tremendous and explosion kind, a lot. Their life is learned, not planned, not organized. They learn the life in free, intended, self-determined behavior. This is what it is. And so I said, we had to give them situations and understanding that the play is not, if you say they are outside playing, we have not given them the order to wash the car, we had not given them the order to go in the garden to give the not wished green away, and we have not said go shopping. No, if we say they are outside playing, then we do not know what they are really doing. They are outside, self-determined outside. This is the only thing we do know. If you say they are playing outside, maybe as well time by time on the playground, yes, maybe, but maybe as well on the street. So as well, this was very interesting in the talking from the children. Very good, very good, very good. So I said, yes, if they and if we do look to our understanding of the word play, we had to make in mind that this is their kind of life and not just swinging or seesawing or something else. This is the kind of life. And if we do know this, then we had to look if we have a playground design to do, then we had to make clear it's not so important to have a swing and a seesaw and so on. It's important to give spaces of well-feeling. And if this is, we have done the best. And very interesting is there are some little offers, gives atmosphere. A little hill, three-dimensional, they go, the most of them goes in the height, very interesting. Then nearly all wants to have water. So these things is from importance. There are some barriers, and this is the last one what I want to say, against what a good situation will be. This is the question of hygienic. Many adults, in general, for children's life, the adults are the barrier, nothing else. The barrier and the limitation of a good life is that these are the adults. So I said, they had to make clear that, for example, the hygienic point is a very strong one. They want to have their children clean back. They want maybe water is just accepted, but wet as well. But water and sand is more play value. Water and earth is the best play value. But this means they play with mud. If they play with mud, with the fingers and the worms from the earth comes between this, they never will forget. This gives them the feeling of being a part of this world. Or standing in a rain and making with a tooth, toes, with the toes, making this with the toes, and the little worms comes between. This is unbelievable, wonderful. By this, they understand the world. But this is not all time acceptable for a mama who is working 8 hours, has traffic, 2 hours to go, to come, so a lot of time out, and then working again in the dirty and wet and so. I understand the position, but we had to know what the price is. The need and the hope of hygiene situation is a barrier against happy children. They do like more dark and dirty areas. I think it was it. Thanks.